He basically described in detail what the hell happened with the freaking murder of Big Jook. I don't think that if you saw Big Jook's murder that some bullshit won't happen. The man was too powerful. Everybody who talks about Yo Gotti, they never talk about how integral freaking Big Jook was. He was the ear to the music, the ear to the
Young
streets.
Dolph's alleged top shooter just got picked up the other day, and now reports are saying he's been charged in the murder of Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook. Behind Memphis rap, looking flashy on the surface, BEO Lil Kenny was allegedly moving recklessly in the streets, catching bodies, and then basically telling on himself in his own songs, until it all caught up to him. And listen, what supposedly led to his downfall is way darker than most people even realize, and we're about to lay it all out. Yo, what's good, fam? Today we're diving straight into some heavy street chaos that's got the hip-hop world talking and Memphis feeling like it's on fire. But before we jump all the way in, I have to keep it a buck with y'all. The internet has been going crazy over BEO Lil Kenny getting snatched up from the bushes, with folks claiming it was the DEA behind it. But hold up, we're gonna separate the real from the rumors and the facts from the cap. And don't get it twisted thinking this was some random traffic stop that went left. The streets have been whispering for months that Kenny allegedly had Big Jook's blood on him. Now here's the crazy part. People are saying the dude has been practically admitting to it in his own music. So peep this. The viral clip shows Kenny getting dragged out of those bushes, like somebody playing hide and seek who was being found instantly. You can hear them yelling at him to come back. Somebody even says he's about to get bitten. That's insane, bro. And in the background, you can clearly hear voices reacting while law enforcement pulls him out of his hiding spot.
Hey, pray. Oh, shit. Like, come, they can't do none of this. Shit, we chillin'. They can't do nothing on me. Hell no.
Out in the streets, everybody knows getting chased by the feds is no game at all. But Kenny's situation hit different because for months the word on the block was that he was allegedly the trigger man in Big Jook's killing. Dude was only about 5'3", barely 120 pounds soaking wet, yet folks say when it came to putting in work, he moved with the heart of a lion. According to booking info, Kenneth Mason, better known as BEO Lil Kenny, was hit with multiple charges, including evading arrest in a vehicle, evading arrest on foot, reckless driving, illegal window tint, and possession of a controlled substance. But listen, this is where the story goes way deeper than a few traffic charges. Here's the wild part. Kenny was way too comfortable sitting in those bushes. He later jumped on Facebook and even posted saying, "I was comfortable as hell in those bushes." He said they had to drag him out physically. According to him, they were going to be out there till tomorrow waiting on him to give up. In his mind, he was trying to ride it out until things cooled off, but law enforcement wasn't playing that game. Now hold up, because this is where it really gets spicy. Kenny has been telling on himself worse than a little kid caught red-handed stealing cookies.
Police sources have confirmed with Fox 13 that the person killed is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti.
After Big Jook got killed outside that restaurant, right in front of his own mother, Kenny dropped a song that instantly had the streets reacting. He rapped, "In front of his mama, they downed his brother. We come to get you like bounty hunters." And listen, that's the kind of bar that raises eyebrows fast. Real talk, those lyrics sound dangerously specific. And the craziest part is, he didn't say they, he said we. That wording alone made people feel like he was placing himself right in the middle of it through his own music. What really had folks shook was how detailed he got with the situation, because Big Jook really was killed in front of his mother after attending a funeral. So hearing Kenny rap it like it was a play-by-play felt like self-snitching in real time. In the hood, that's the quickest way to get yourself caught up. If you drop a diss right after someone dies and you're describing details only insiders would know, you might as well be handing the cops a script. Kenny was acting like he just hit the jackpot, saying we, not they, and making it sound like his side was responsible. But hold up, then he tried to walk it back. He went on Facebook and claimed, "I'ma let it be known. Stop putting these BS allegations on me. I'm a pretty good guy. I don't want clout for something I have nothing to do with." But by that point, it was too late. The damage was already done. Now, let's rewind to how this whole bloody war even started. The beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph
wasn't just a rap competition. It was deep street politics that had been boiling for over a decade. It goes all the way back to 2010, Thanksgiving weekend, outside the Level 2 nightclub. Yo Gotti and OG Boo Dirty, who was tied to Dolph's side, got into it, and 6 people ended up shot. This wasn't Twitter talk. This was bullets in real parking lots. And here's the part that shows how connected everything is. One of the names arrested alongside Yo Gotti was Corey McClendon, the same Corey McClendon who was later charged in Young Dolph's attempted murder in Hollywood in 2017. That tells you this wasn't random. The same pieces stayed in play for years. But here's where things get even crazier. In 2012, Dolph was sitting right next to Gucci Mane when Gucci publicly announced his beef with Yo Gotti. Gucci felt like Gotti was trying to ride his wave by dropping a mixtape on the same day as Gucci's official release. Dolph witnessed that moment up close, and that alignment would echo later. Over the years, the beef kept escalating, and multiple attempts were made on Dolph's life. In 2017, Dolph's car was hit with over 100 shots in Charlotte. The feds later tied that shooting back to Yo Gotti's camp, pointing to Corey McClendon again. At that point, this wasn't rap beef, this was war. Now, let's get into Dolph's murder and Big Jook's alleged role in it. Dolph being killed in November 2021 wasn't viewed as a random hit in the streets. People have been saying Big Jook allegedly put real money on Dolph's head. We're talking about Yo Gotti's brother, the one viewed as the muscle behind the CMG machine. And that's when it stops being entertainment. This becomes about power, territory, and respect in Memphis. Big Jook wasn't just family, he was the enforcer, the one handling street business while Gotti handled music business. So when Dolph kept disrespecting the name and threatening the image, people believed Jook made the call that would eventually cost him everything. And if you know street politics, you already know what happens next. When you put a bag on somebody's head, you create enemies you can't run from. Dolph had loyal people behind him, and they weren't letting that go unanswered. In the streets, word travels faster than paperwork. And when someone beloved like Dolph gets taken out, retaliation starts feeling inevitable. Big Jook likely understood that, but pride and loyalty don't always move smart. During the trial involving Dolph's alleged killers, it reportedly came out that Big Jook was making calls and coordinating movements the day Dolph was killed. That's why people started calling him the mastermind, and that put a target on his back instantly. January 13th, 2024, that's when the streets say Big Jook's time finally ran out. He was leaving Perennian's restaurant and events center on Winchester near Kirby when gunmen caught him slipping. He was in his own city, probably feeling safe, and that's when death showed up.
Shooting in Hickory Hill with connections to Memphis rapper Yo Gotti.
In front of High. But listen, here's the most cold-blooded part of it all. They took him out right in front of his own mother. In street code, that's the ultimate line-crossing disrespect. You don't drag family into it, especially not somebody's mom. But when it's revenge tied to young Dolph's murder, people start moving like there are no rules left. Reports say it happened around 4:15 p.m. Broad daylight, no masks, no hiding. That wasn't just a shooting, it was a statement. The message was clear. Big Jook's protection couldn't save him from the fallout of what he was allegedly connected to. 2 people were hit in the attack. Big Jook died on the scene, and the other man was reportedly airlifted to Regional 1 in critical condition.
We do have video that we're analyzing, but we don't have a clear suspect identified at this time. But we know that a weapon was used, a firearm was used in this incident. We do feel like the individual that was shot was possibly targeted by the suspect.
Memphis police confirmed they had surveillance footage and made it clear Big Jook was the intended target. This wasn't some random lick or a case of wrong place, wrong time. Listen to this. It was deliberate, mapped out, and carried out clean. The type of move designed to speak loud without saying a word. What made the whole thing even chilling was the timing of it all. Big Jook had just stepped away from a repast, a gathering meant to honor someone who had already passed. He went outside to grab a quick smoke and never made it back in. His mother was still inside when she heard the gunshots that ended her son's life. The part that really had the streets buzzing was how word of Big Jook's alleged role in young Dolph's murder was already known before anything hit the mainstream. Rumors had been floating that he put a bag on Dolph, and that rumor alone painted a target on his back. In the streets, we all know information moves quicker than paperwork and press conferences. The same underground channels that helped Dolph get set up were the ones that exposed who was really behind it. Street justice doesn't wait on indictments, trials, or judges. BEO Lil Kenny and his young crew were allegedly patient, waiting for the perfect window to respond. They understood Big Jook was the real muscle behind Yo Gotti's camp, and removing him was the ultimate payback for their fallen boss.
Lil Kenny basically described in detail what the hell happened with the freaking murder of Big Jook. I don't think that if you saw Big Jook's murder that some bullshit won't happen. The man was too powerful. Everybody who talks about Yo Gotti, they never talk about how integral freaking Big Jook was. He was the ear to the music, the ear to the streets.
The wild part is how Kenny's own bars lined up perfectly with what the streets were already saying. When he rapped about hunting someone down like bounty hunters and doing it right in front of their mother, hold up. That's a detail you don't just guess. Those are specifics only someone close to the action would even think to mention. Now let's get into Big Jook's legal situation, because this is where things take a sharp turn. If Big Jook were still breathing today, listen to this. He'd likely be sitting in a federal cell facing murder charges tied to young Dolph. During the trial of the alleged shooters, it surfaced that police had already questioned Big Jook about his role. That man was moving on borrowed time. Federal investigators reportedly had phone records showing Big Jook was in constant contact with the shooters on the day Dolph was killed. If he hadn't been murdered himself, prosecutors would have eventually stitched together a case strong enough to bury him forever. That's the dark irony of street life. Sometimes dying keeps you from spending the rest of your life behind bars. As crazy as it sounds, death may have spared Big Jook from a life sentence. Now let's switch gears and talk about BEO Lil Kenny and what might be coming next. He got picked up on what looked like light charges: evading arrest, reckless driving, and possession. His bond was set at just $10,000, money he likely already handled. But don't get it twisted, because this could just be the opening chapter. Kenny reportedly sat through an extra 8 hours of questioning, mostly because of the non-stop rumors online. He even said the internet is a dangerous drug, and honestly, he wasn't lying. His own posts, lyrics, and visuals gave law enforcement plenty to work with. The feds love starting small before they go big. They'll grab you on something minor while quietly stacking a much heavier case. Kenny's self-snitching music might end up being the thread that ties him directly to Big Jook's murder. At the end of the day, this isn't just about revenge or street codes. It's about what happens when violence becomes the go-to solution. Young Dolph was killed, so Big Jook got taken out. Big Jook died, and now Kenny is staring down the consequences. This cycle has already taken too many lives in Memphis. Yo Gotti lost his brother, young Dolph's family lost their foundation, and now Kenny's family could lose him to the prison system. So the real question is this: when does it stop? How many more funerals before somebody realizes this road only ends in death or a cell? Kenny might feel like he slipped through the cracks, but trust me, the streets are watching, and so are the feds. What do you think about BEO Lil Kenny's situation? Do you see him beating this, or is this just a calm before a much bigger storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you subscribe for more real-time updates out of the Memphis rap scene.